You know, black men, you continuously disappoint me. Continuously. You continuously engage in behaviors that just makes me shake my head. I can't do much more than that at this point. Like, I just can't. It's getting to the point where it's like, what can you really say? What can you really say? You know, like, what can be said at this point? The goofiness is unrelenting. It's reached ridiculous highs. Like, I don't know what more to be said, but we're gonna say something. I'm gonna say something anyway. And what I'm gonna say is that you motherfuckers are dumb as fuck. Okay? You're an extra type of slow and special. And this is the reason why the world looks at us the way it does. This is the reason why. And look, people will be out here like, man, who gives a fuck what the world thinks? Who cares what people... You niggas better stay the fuck away from me. Because one thing I understand is how the world works. At least I understand it better than you dumb motherfuckers who say shit like, who cares what the people think? Yeah, there's a certain degree of not giving a fuck you should have. That's why I name myself antagonist. There's a certain degree of not giving a fuck you should have, for sure. But when you guys talk about building and you want to have social influence and you want to, you know, the black man needs to become a girl on top and we need to elevate ourselves, you then need to understand that you need a certain degree of social currency to achieve that. And if you don't understand that, then clearly you are not fit for function. You are not cut out for the task that you have created for yourself. And of course, I'm relating this to this ridiculous topic about black men being needed to go to Japan. You know what's hilarious? I was in Japan, what, a week and a half ago? Right? Damn near about almost 2 weeks ago now. I was in Japan for the first time ever in my life. Never been there before, always wanted to go since I was a child. Finally got to go, right? I went there, cool. I went there with a Korean chick, my Korean main quest. Me and her went out there. She paid for me to go out there. Let me say that again. A girl from South Korea, right? She paid for our accommodation in Seoul. She paid for our accommodation in Osaka, and she paid for our accommodation in Tokyo. She also paid for the flight from South Korea to Osaka, to Japan. Okay, because Osaka was the first place we went. And then we went to Tokyo. She paid for that shit. A chick from Korea. Now she's not some chick I just met. I've known her for years, but me and her have become very close. That's why she was willing to do that, okay? But I point this out because, again, like, whenever I come at dudes and I come at niggas for their goofiness, I always like to make sure it's understood. I am not some guy speaking from the sidelines. I'm not some fucking, you know, dusty dude sitting here mad as fuck because I can't go nowhere. In fact, most of you guys that are buying into this foolishness, you're buying into it because you ain't gone nowhere. Yet you'll be the same dudes who try to slide in the comment sections of niggas like me and say, man, you ain't been no, nah, nigga, you can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. I was just there recently. In fact, I was there, I think, days before this whole story broke out and people were talking about it. And what I find fascinating is every single time I've seen some reaction or I've seen a video about it, it's always a reaction to Tasha K. And that's very interesting. That's very, very interesting. Tasha K, of all people. For some reason, you niggas really believe this hyena. You really believe the goofiness she's saying. And if I'm not mistaken, in the same video, she was talking about Korea. And then she switched over to Japan. You know why? Because that goofy broad doesn't know any type of difference. She doesn't understand, like most of you niggas, she just doesn't make a distinction. I know, you know, guys who are traveling and parcel bros, I know you might be capable of making that distinction, but most black people, and to be honest, just most people who are not Asian in general, they don't really understand the main difference. I've literally heard white people, you say, you know, oh, they say someone's, you know, I see someone's name and I can see it's a Japanese name and they'll say, oh, is that like a Chinese name? And then I'll be like, no, it's Japanese. And I'll be like, oh, same difference. I'm talking about white people who say that shit. You know, yet it's still though over in Asia, they'll beat up the white man's batty. So whatever. But my point is this is hilarious because obviously anyone who knows even the slightest thing about Asian people, and especially countries like Japan, would know, whilst I was there, and I will say they were very polite to me, very cool, I had no issues, they were some of the nicest people I've met collectively ever. I couldn't believe how nice they were, right? I saw brothers out there, and I saw some dudes with Japanese women. I saw them out there. I saw one dude when I was in Shibuya, he literally had a Japanese chick speaking Japanese to him. I don't know if he could speak it because I didn't see him talking back, but I saw him laughing with her, giggling. It seemed like they were having a good time, but I don't know what the situation was. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, the point is there's ninjas out there and Japanese girls around them, but that's been known for a minute. That's not in any country you go to, you can always find the women who are interested in black men. Like, it's not that hard, right? The problem is that you guys like to run with delusions. You like to entertain bullshit narratives to make yourselves feel special, and it's pathetic and desperate. All you had to do was look at this situation for 5 seconds and you'd recognize it's cap. It doesn't make sense. All I did, literally, I said, okay, motherfuckers keep talking about this from Tasha K. That's all I'm seeing. Where's the article? There's no way in hell, like, because where's she getting the information from? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Where did she get that info from? So I'm looking, I don't see nothing. I go on Google, I go to the news tab, I'm cycling through the most recent shit in the past weeks. Don't see nothing about none of this type of talk. The only thing I'm seeing is content creators reacting to Tasha K. That's the only type of reporting I'm seeing. That's the only place where the story exists. Before she opened her mouth and started yapping about some shit she clearly doesn't even fucking understand, seeing as how she switched between Korea and Japan like they're interchangeable, she don't know what she's talking about. And from what I heard, she was on a bit of the yak. So I don't know why people are acting as though, like this is some reliable source. And black men take it and run with it. And this is what I find fascinating about it, more than anything else. Aren't you the same niggas who be talking shit about black women, saying, oh, black women ain't this, they ain't got our best interest at heart, they ain't shit, but you're all running behind what a black woman said, excited, jumping for joy. Like, how? You trust the words of a strag, of a hate, like that's really what you motherfuckers is on. That's wild. That's some crazy ass shit. That's some crazy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is some crazy ass shit. Like, for you dudes to be on some, yeah man, yeah, Japan needs us. Japan needs us. How much is a ticket to Japan? I need to pull up. Goofy. Like, there's absolutely no way anyone could take a bunch of niggas serious, a bunch of men serious who behave like that. It's pathetic. And you really think these countries would ever give a fuck? Like, they don't make no sense. But if you're gonna believe the bullshit, if you're gonna entertain it, because even I, for a second, I saw, like, because I saw so many niggas reacting and getting excited, I thought, no, they have to have fact checked this. Like, I haven't found the source, but it has to exist somewhere, because there's no way this many Negroes would be getting excited, making videos, solidifying it, trying to say, yeah man, Japan wants, there can't be so many dudes saying this and they haven't fact checked. There's no way. But I'm telling you right now, every single motherfucker who made a video believing this shit, you've lost all your credibility. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Anyone I saw who dropped a video entertaining this shit, okay, and not even giving it the slightest side eye, I'm sorry, my nigga, you ain't my nigga. That's 100. Like, there's no way. There's no way you guys are this stupid. I was in Japan. There is no, I wasn't walking around and seeing motherfuckers oogling like, oh my God, we need the black baby. Like, no. What? Japan is famously homogenous and famously quite, as polite as they are, as welcoming as they can be. They're quite firm in their views on, being Japan first. Like, why are they gonna jump to black men specifically? What kind of goofy ass shit is that? They're gonna skip, so you're telling me they're gonna skip over Korean men. They're gonna skip over Chinese men. They're gonna skip over everyone else, even Southeast Asians. You're telling me they're gonna skip over all the other Asians and go to niggas. They're gonna skip over white men? White men. You're telling me they're gonna skip over white men. The same group of men that Asia worships to death. They're gonna skip over them? For your black ass? Come on now. All it shows is that you guys are so desperate to be accepted, so desperate for some group of exotic women to accept you, that you just can't, you just so badly need that story to be true. That's what it is. You want to believe that bullshit. And yet again, we come back to the same truth. That when it comes to a lot of black men, unfortunately, you are led astray by your lust. You are led astray by your willingness to entertain foolishness. We see it in various facets of life, but this is one area. With women, it's always something where you niggas just don't seem to be able to get it right. You just don't seem to be able to ever get this shit right. And I'm starting to notice when it comes to the travel shit and passport bros and black men traveling, is that the more exotic and rare the type of women are, the less you niggas seem to be able to handle it. Like, the less you've got control. And I already know most of you don't have control, because most men of all races don't have control when women are around. That's just the problem with men in general. That's why society has so many simps. It ain't just black men, that's all men. All men. All men, for the most part, are simps, more so than not. Right? It's rare for a man to not be a simp, to be truthfully honest, because I don't think people realize how deep simping actually goes. So it's actually rare for a guy to not be a simp. But the reality is that these motherfuckers don't care about you like that. And my thing is, what disappoints me the most is that you guys just didn't even do like your due diligence. Like, it's really sad, because a lot of you are older guys. Like, a lot of you are grown men. A lot of you are dudes in your 40s, 30s, 50s. And it's like, instead of thinking logically and examining the situation and saying, okay, that sounds a bit weird, why would they do that shit? So many of you leapt on it. I've seen dudes who are like, nah, and giving it the side eye, and they're like, that don't make no sense. There's guys out there living in Japan saying, I've been out here for, decades, and Japan, the government never announced that, and that would never happen, and da-da-da-da. And that's the type of shit I want to see from niggas. That's the type of shit I like. Unfortunately, those dudes are few and far between. And what's craziest of all is that even in a comment section where you see a guy say that and he's the top comment saying, yo, I'm in Japan, I've been out here, this ain't that. That's not happening. He'll have the most thumbs up in the comment section. People have clearly boosted the comment up. And guess what? You'll still have niggas in the replies, niggas still leaving comments saying, yo, man, I'm getting my ticket. Oh, this is people that niggas just don't read. Stupid, dumb, goofy ass motherfuckers. Like, I can't. It's gotten to the point where it's just like, I don't know, like I said, man, I don't know what else to say to you dudes, man. I don't know. I'm just ranting about it because it's aggravating, but in reality, it ain't shit that can be done for you, motherfuckers, man. Ain't shit that can be done for you. Like, how the hell do you get led astray? How do you get fooled? How do you get your information from Tasha K? How? And the content creators, you already know what time it is with them. They'll just react to anything for the clicks and the clout. They'll just do anything to get the headline, anything to drop a controversial, oh yeah man, oh my god, they want us to go and impregnate their women. Yo man, how much you think is Japan? That's the stupid ass shit they're gonna do. All the meanwhile, you've got other people looking at this shit, non-black people looking at this shit, Asian people, Asian women looking at this shit, thinking, look at these grimy ass, dusty, desperate ass niggas. Proving every single stereotype that we have about them. Look at them. You look pathetic. I'm sorry. Like, there's no way around it. Now, if the shit was official and the government was outright saying that shit, fair enough. Then I still think you shouldn't be getting overjoyed about it, but I could at least understand you're saying, oh shit, okay, well, the Japanese government have outright said, yo, we need niggas. Come through and we're gonna, that's a pretty good setup. Like, if just you being black would be valuable, I mean shit, that's a W. There's no denying that. I'd 1,000% agree with that. But that's not what's going on. Where's the government's announcement? Where do you go to do this shit? Where do you sign up? None of this shit exists. So, and you could have figured out with a quick Google, like, so easily. But you didn't do that. You just took this. You just took the words of Tasha K, of all people, at face value. This is the problem we have with the information era. Because just as much as it's the information era, it's also the misinformation era. That is the type of goofy shit we gotta deal with. Alright, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I've said my piece. You guys can do what you will with this misinformation. Please, just in the future, just try and think. Don't just take information and run with it. Fact check, do your research. But, quite simply, just think.